welcome Dexter Eco.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know, my name is Hilton Milan. I'm hosting this show called Divine Dude.
Yes.
And, dude is a term for guys. And I've been wanting to make it a little more divine so men can have permission, and claim and sovereignty, and playfulness with the divine in a way that wherever we came from, through breath and conception and all that stuff, then we're born, and then we interpret all this stuff as little children, as young beings, into men that we are now, and we're at a stage where we have some conscience to say, hey, we might be around for another 50 years or 50 months or whatever that time is. We start asking the question, what's our, if we can look at divinity as something just greater than us before we were born and after our physical demise, and if we're one with that, maybe that could be the reference for the divine. What's our higher purpose, our divine purpose? And I've met up with you through something called the Mankind Project.
Yes.
And I've just been firstly touched by your genuine, gentle, generous spirit. Your love of telling stories through film and documentaries that we've discussed a little and done a bit of work with. And being a fellow artist, disguised as a businessman formerly, an entrepreneur. But really this love of bringing beauty into the world, divinity, more of it, so that we can see each other and ourselves and have more energy and actualization, divine purpose. What's that for you? And what can I do to serve your divine purpose?
You already are. I think anything divine has no resistance. It's easy, it's flow, it's connective, it's something that you naturally gravitate to.
Okay.
So our connection was easy, and we have a resonance that we both attune to.
Yes.
That's why I'm here. It's effortless for you to share from your heart.
Yes.
As it is with mine. I think the challenge is finding what comes naturally to us and feeding that, and not questioning ourselves against the expectations of the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do this, you got to do that, that's not the way things work. Drop that instrument, forget your art, don't think about those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's follow your intuition. No different from how a seed grows.
If we all take the opportunity to redefine our life and tell our story from the divine, of somehow not just everything happens to us, or stuff happens to me, but actually happens not through me and for me, or happens, for us and through us. And when we make those shifts, then something greater than ourselves, it's not just you and it's not just me. There's almost like a third entity, a bit of this divine that says, this is how we can both, contribute and grow and create. The storytelling, what's, you get behind a camera, you write scripts, what's next for you, or what's going to delight you even more?
So many things.
Mm-hmm.
Being delighted in the opportunities that present themselves on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah. What would you like more of?
What would I like more of? To be completely honest and frank, money would help a lot.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm sure that would be the honest answer for everyone.
Yes.
It's challenging for someone who is not a materialist, who's more of a spiritual person.
Yes.
I understand what money represents as a symbol of energy.
Yes.
It's just been my challenge because of programming. And why would that help? So it would clear up and allow me to develop the spiritual aspects in myself to have that sense of ease to give more. And though I give in so many different ways,
Yes.
different through service, through listening. When it comes to resources, that definitely is something I'm working on. I'm not against it. I'm just admitting that it's been a challenge for myself.
Yes.
Yes.
The opportunity to grow our resourcefulness, and also our energy,
Yes.
where it's focused on things we love to do.
Yes.
It seems that right now, you've been a cameraman and now you need to replace camera equipment and sort of fund a little bit of a. What would be, with money? What would be some of the things that you'd be doing?
I would be making music. I would be making music videos. I would be making short films. I would create things that I can only imagine and haven't seen. I'm very original in my thinking, and I'm protective, as a lot of artists are, of my actual original ideas, because things can be copied so quickly now, and I've been jaded by past experiences of such plagiarism and theft. It's damaged myself, and with the freedom, I think I could really showcase some original, interesting ideas and ways of expression.
Yes.
Creatively. And I'm working towards it. It's there. I'm working on my realm of weakness and attracting the necessary people and opportunities to build what needs to be done, so I can do what I am designed for.
Yeah. Is there a pet project that you have in your heart that you're cultivating now and want to do more of, or what really moves you these days?
Oh, so many things. Life.
Yeah.
And I respect specialists.
Yes.
You're born and your focus and your nurturing is based on one particular skill set.
Yes. Yes.
Whether it be a sport, art, programming, some kind of entrepreneurial thing. I respect those people. They're specialized. They do one thing or a few things really well. I'm more of a generalist who finds interest and curiosity in so many different things, and I have to satisfy that nature by delving into those things, having hands in many pots. And in the beginning it seems foolish, but then if you keep on working at those various things, like making music, I can't say I'm a musician, but I love singing to myself. I love writing poetry and songs.
Yes.
I can't say that I'm a true filmmaker because I haven't had any films out in festivals and showcased any of them. I've been just working for clients, making promotional videos.
Yes.
I can't say I'm a writer because I haven't published anything, yet I write all the time. I can't say I'm a how would you say, guru or anything,
Mm.
but my heart is there. My meditation practice is there. Um, yeah. So it's accepting that love and fueling that interest in
Mhm.
anything that you do.
Yes.
And I think the core value is in how we're being. Because if everything's energy and that's what money symbolizes, right?
Yes.
Then that's what people gravitate to. Music. You'll pay to see your favorite rock band.
Yes. Yes.
You'll go pay for a film
Mm-hmm.
so you can experience that designed, energetic
Mm-hmm.
messaging. But we don't pay to have conversations. There's an energy exchange. There's a value in that harmonizing of frequencies simply by talking.
Yeah, I'm a little excited because I was trained as a classical pianist, and now that I don't really read music anymore, now I'm having to learn to play by ear and discover a bit of voice. You know, I love to sing as well, so I'm looking forward to, I'm going to say, hacking around, playing around with the piano and sound, and to see what sounds you're producing, see if I find some sounds, and maybe we'll end up having some work to do there.
Oh, I wouldn't call it work.
Yeah,
It would definitely be play.
It would definitely be play.
Yeah.
That sounds so exciting. So, I'm imagining now having, the 10 songs or something like that, or 12 songs, produced that could come out on YouTube for, I don't know, 99 cents, or some of them can be free. And how do we fund artists in ways that are not linear, so that we actually are bringing forth that that energy also to I guess to seed artist entrepreneurs, because most artist entrepreneurs don't need hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars to launch their venture.
No.
It's thousands.
Yeah. There are different. There's a plethora of options for
Yeah.
creative types.
Yes.
One is Patreon.
Mm.
You can simply create and develop an audience who pay a monthly subscription
Mm-hmm.
or project by project basis.
Yes.
And that fuels your creative work.
Mm-hmm.
I heard of something just today called Hit Record.
Mm-hmm.
.org. I think it's through a famous movie star. What's his name? Something Lovett or something. Anyway, the concept is fairly simple. People submit pieces of their creative work,
Mm-hmm.
and these guys look at all these different pieces and put them together,
Yes.
and then it grows and turns into something organically, whether it be a film, whether it be a book, whether it be a song, and then they sell that to buyers for either commercial purposes or for screening on a network, and then they pay all the contributors who
Credit the product.
created the product. It was collaborative, and it's submitted digitally online from around the world.
That's wonderful.
Fantastic idea.
Is that called? What did you say it was called?
It's called Hit Record. I only heard it for the first time today.
Oh, that's amazing.
There's a podcast app that's called Anchor.
Mm-hmm.
So you can download this app,
Mm-hmm.
and you have your own podcast by simply sharing your thoughts, ideas, voice, interests over the phone, and then you categorize it, and then boom, this thing sends it out to iTunes, to all sorts of different platforms, and you have a podcast in your hand. The times that we live in now are just incredible.
Amazing.
Mhm.
These are all tools I've been imagining that I needed and wanted, and I didn't even know that they were actually there, and you're just putting them out there like on a platter. So now I just have to learn how to use them and embrace them and go on that discovery journey.
Yes, I'm sure there's way more that I'm not aware of.
Huh. Well, fantastic. I would like to, I guess, come back with you another time, and maybe produce a little bit of a segment saying, well, let's see, we'd like to do this. Purchase some film equipment, or create a little. If we get this kind of support, maybe on some crowdsource funding, then we're going to produce this and this and this.
Oh yeah.
And create a membership for that, and sort of a collaborative club, a celebration club, a contribution club.
Oh, I'm happy to help as long as the collaborative energy is there.
Yes.
Then yeah, I'm all for it.
In the documentary area that
Yes.
you spoke with me of, what opportunity is there to coach people to tell their story, their life story, or the highlights, or the wise lights, like the wisdom of their life? And is there a way of doing that so that it becomes almost a rites of passage for everybody?
Okay, coaching documentary.
What would you have in mind? What would you love to create in this documentary, like, so that everyone has a bit of one on themselves, so they can see themselves and share themselves?
I think all it takes is the habit of sharing yourself in any medium, whether it be the podcast, YouTube vlogs,
You know what?
streaming video.
You're right.
It's just doing it over and over and over again, because anyone who's ever succeeded, they just had to overcome the blocks, and anything that we do is based on habits in terms of defining who we are.
All right.
We are our habits, and it could be anything, bad or good. And if this habit of creating Divine Dude
Yes.
happens over and over, then you're the Divine Dude.
Yes.
You've created content that anyone can see from
Yes.
centuries from now. It's like, you see Divine Dude? It's on there. It's on YouTube. It's on.
Yes. All right. Oh, that's fantastic. So I'm, with what you're saying right now, I'm recognizing, gosh, I need to invite you over and ask you to, take some time with me and figure out how we can make that work for you, and introduce me, and so that I'm embracing and utilizing this stuff and developing the habits of doing this, so that we can, share a more positive message with more people.
Oh, yes. Speaking on positive message,
Yeah.
the exciting thing that's going on for me right now is working with people that are the opposite of my natural interests. The business world, politicians, especially in the energy sector, where specific technologies are expected to revolutionize the world, and they're saying, take your video skills, we need you to shoot this and showcase this to the world on a regular basis, because this is going to make waves in terms of how we manage and distribute energy through battery sharing, through energy systems that take away from our need of the grid.
Yes.
On a political level, on an economic level, it makes sense. It empowers the individual. It empowers communities who don't have such energy infrastructure, and they're on vehicles like a bike that is battery operated, super powerful, super fast, super cheap for what it is, and durable, and it just increases the quality of people's lives, because they don't have to worry about transport or energy. They can go about their ways doing what they need to do, And yeah, the world is becoming a more conscious and easy place to live.
So we're actually in this next dozen years
Mm-hmm.
from now to, let's say, 2030.
Mm-hmm.
We actually can look forward to every year because of our technological advances, and if we keep that in step with, some wisdom practices to look at good for all
Yes,
and getting along and helping people heal.
I agree with you. One process, one simple thing that I see as a practice that we all
Mm-hmm.
need to keep in mind is uh, walking into our vision of the future
Yes.
and not allowing our past pains to be between us and
Past pains or fears.
and fears. Yes, so we're not walking into our past
Yes.
through our reluctances and avoidances
And
of
concerns and
and imaginations of things that hurt us back then. We're always growing and developing,
mm-hmm.
and when we see a world that we'd like to walk into and we can visualize it with our
Yes.
eyes closed of who's in this space, what are we doing,
Yes.
then the divine, the ether,
Mm-hmm.
the greater unconscious collective
Mm-hmm.
attunes us to those visions,
Yes.
and then we walk into them. So I believe.
Yes. I'm looking forward to walking into some of those future visions with you.
Oh yes, it's already happening.
It is, yes.
You mentioned divine, dude,
Yes.
and you're doing it.
Yes.
And I'm simply honored, Hilton, for being part of this.
Thank you, sir. And I'm looking at this, and I'm not imagining an entourage, but I am imagining an entourage where every individual that's going within as you are, and then bringing that, and I'm wanting to shine the light, on you and the incredible gift you bring by your care, your compassion, your commitment, your mastery of that. You took a bit of time with me and, with you behind the camera and me in front of it, in my work in developing as a public servant, as a political leader, for the Party for People with Special Needs. And I'm reluctant at times. Let me tell you, this, it's enough that I'm managing, being, sort of going blind. Sight is declining. And it changes sometimes daily or weekly. And as I'm going through that, I'm realizing, okay, well, I'm being compelled. I'm giving the gift of the work I have to do. Because I resist that, I've got a disability or I'm not normal. Normal's not made of all that it's made up to be anyway. Normal is just a state of mind. It's more natural. Because natural is just being who we are. So, as I'm stepping beyond that and into this natural state of being, of growing, of giving, of learning, of laughing, of just working together. Now it's like, a natural abundance, and seeing that occur. And I haven't got the answers yet, but I'm pretty clear that we're going to be getting our message out to many people, and we're going to be inviting and utilizing ways for people to share value with us as we work to share more and more value with everyone else out there as this real divine light.
Wonderful.
So I thank you so very much for taking the time with me today, Dexter. I'll look forward to the unimaginable in all the